Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, lovers. Welcome back to the Basement Child podcast. Follow me on my Instagram to see the behind the scenes of everything that's going on. Welcome to a new background. Woo! You guys are like, oh, we hate that background. Why is your background white? I will listen to you. I will take all the advice. So thank you so much, guys, for supporting me. Oh, I really appreciate it. I really, it's unbelievable what putting yourself out there can do. Okay, this is a life-changing experience for me. We're not even at 100 subscribers on YouTube, but life-changing. Okay, life-changing. And of course, I want to thank the Lord for giving me life and a big mouth so that I can do a lot of talking, chit chat. I want to thank me, because without me, this would be non-existent. Pole, usisikie vibaya juu unajipenda. Pole bas, pole, okay? So, welcome to the 4th episode. Can you imagine? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 episodes already. Happy new month. By the time I'm releasing this, it will be November. Wow. Just the other day, I was panicking about my mic settings, but look at us now. So anyway, today I want to talk about another friendship breakup and more lessons that I've learned over my many years. 16 forever. 16 forever. Preach. I'm preaching. 16 forever. That's how... You see what I did? I just talked to myself and responded. A baddie in all ways. Yeah, so I want to talk about friendship breakups a little bit more, just another example and a bit more lessons of what I've learned. So I am in my 16th year. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. So I'm in my 20s, and I feel like in high school, that's when you start realizing, especially if you go to boarding school, you start realizing the importance of having close friends, the difference between people you know and people who are actually your friends. You start giving each other titles of best friend, you know. And then in your 20s, that's when you see the most drama you will ever see ever when it comes to friendships, relationships, right? Right? Comment. Nipe hapo comment section your opinion. What do you think? What is this a pivotal time? So anyway, this is maybe 2 years ago. Or maybe a year. You see, the thing for me is that if we are friends or relatives, or it doesn't apply to my siblings. I have to be honest. But if we are friends, or if we go to the same community, or if you're just related in some way, and you, as I said, if you offend me or I offend you once, it's okay. We'll talk about it or sweep it under the rug. The second time, we're definitely talking about it. The third time, it's that's the end of the friendship for me. But so I had this friend from high school. And we were close. High school was kind of the ghetto for me. The only thing that saved me was the fact that I was close to the Lord, I guess. But otherwise, high school was the ghetto. Ratatata, if you know what I'm saying. It's it's literally a memory I block out. If I meet new people today and they ask me what high school they went to and they're from Kenya, I just say, just some high school in Western, you wouldn't know it. But if I said it, you'd know it because it was a pretty big school. I don't know, people argue about it, but I believe that it was a pretty big school because the way my relatives insisted that I go there. Anyway, so I had this friend who were very close. I think we started being close in the year 2015. And we started doing everything together. We would hang out. We're not even we're in the same year of high school, but we were in different streams. So I would go to her class, she would come to my class. It was pretty It was literally like a romantic situation going on there, but it was platonic. Like, we're not dating. Even though, like, people try to insinuate that we were lesbians. Like, let people be, let people do what they want to do. Like, why are you in people's business? You have, I don't know, your skin is breaking out, but you're literally at the front line of hating on people who are actually doing what they want to do, and you're not even doing like what you need to do. Check your priorities, sir. Check your priorities. Anyway, so like we used to hang out. I remember we used to share snacks. Our finances were together. We used to keep each other in check our like mental health together. Oh my God. I'm telling you, high school was a ghetto. You actually needed like a whole support system. So anyway, we went through hell. Oh my God. I think there was a time she was even suspended from school for trying to organize like a secret birthday party for me. Oh my God. That was, that was actually crazy. Hey, short story time. So, I think I had even gone home or something. I come back to school and it's chaos. My best friend is not there. She went home and I'm wondering what's going on. And I'm called into the principal's office and the principal is like, yeah, the principal used to refer to me as a celebrity because of my glasses. I had really like big glasses in high school. They were like kind of flashy, so she used to call me celebrity. So I go into her office and she's like, girl, why is there a birthday party and your name is mentioned on it, Kezia? You're a good girl. Her definition of me being a good girl was so funny because my homeroom teacher didn't think so. But she was like, you're a good girl. But I'm hearing that there's a party being organized. You know that is illegal. I say, hold up. What party? I just came from home. I'm getting this information from you. Like there were rumors going around, but no one really wanted to tell me because they were so sure that I would be suspended. Yeah, and she got suspended because she was trying to, organize a birthday party for me. Oh. That shows how much of a good friend I was. Because for someone to go all that way for you, hey, love you, girl. Then, I loved you then. Anyway, so like we were very close. The 3 years in high school that we were friends was pretty significant in my life. Like, yeah, that's a part of my life that I can never erase. It's a part of my life that I'll always tell my kids or my kid or my sister's kids or my brother's kids. You just never know. You never know. Anyway, so after high school, we parted ways. Everyone went home, we lived far away from each other. We were not seeing each other that often. We were not talking. Like, I think we used to talk on the phone. We visited each other once, I think, but like the distance was just too much. So we kind of drifted apart. And then, fortunately for university, we were all like placed in Nairobi. So we started hanging out a little bit more, bonding, come to my house, I'll come to your house, meet my friends, I'll meet your friends. And it was nice. But then I didn't realize how much I was attached to this person that, like, I was so attached to, what do we call her? Let's just call her Superstar. I was gonna go with Snake, but that's a bit snaky, so I'll call her Superstar. So we would like hang out a lot. And Superstar was, life of the party. Life of the freaking party. And life of the party context is Nairobi. So refer to that, okay? Refer to that. So it was a bit not in my lane at the time. I was not the life of the party. I remember we even like started attending the same church, but she left because it was a bit too strict. But like we never had any issues because there was enough distance between us that there was no room for conflict. And like there's so many stories in between, but this was a friendship that was, to me it just seemed like it would last a lifetime because we had been through so much together. So we were so close that I didn't even realize that the season for us to be friends was done. So I just kept putting up with bullshit and she would keep up with my bullshit, and it was not healthy. It was not a healthy connection at all. just to say it was not healthy. Like, oh my God, the more I say it was not healthy, I get flashbacks of the kind of fights we used to, like, we would fight over jeans, like clothes. We would fight over stupid shit like time. Like, Superstar isn't great at keeping time, but I knew this from high school, so I don't even know why I was giving her such a hard time. Gosh, I'm sorry, Superstar. I was sorry then. Now not anymore. Yeah, so like you just know how high school friendships are. Some people, they can keep up with it and they actually end up being like lifetime friends. But for us, that was not the case. This season was definitely done because we used to fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. Like break up, make up, break up, make each other cry, make each other laugh. Like, it was not healthy at all. So I think a year ago, I think we had like a break of like maybe 6 months or a year, and then we started. Excuse me, wait. I need some water. Producer. Oh, that's me. I'm the producer. I can't even stand up from here because I'm like, if I stand up from here, the whole setup is done. But like, hey, nimenyongwa na mate bana. Anyway, so we drifted apart for like 6 months or a year. I can't remember. And then we reconnected again and we started hanging out a lot. So this brings me to the story time of today. So one time I'm at work, but I was working half day. So it means my shift was from 9 to about 1 o'clock. And after my shift, like, we were in touch with Superstar. So I texted and tell her, oh, I'm going home. And she's like, oh, my friends and I are having a little get together. Do you wanna come? I said, I'm really not feeling it. I'm not even dressed. I'm not dressed like a person who is going out to party. I'm like kind of wearing an official outfit, so I would like to pass. And she was like, but please. The other thing about me is most of the time I'll say no to plans. Like, I just like to stay home. But she was like, Kez, you always say no to me. Please, I'm begging you, just come. I said, you know what? It's a Friday. I'm not like clocking in tomorrow, so why not? So I decided to change my route. I'm talking as if I was driving. Like, just matatu. I was using matatu. So I got to town and decided to go to where she was on a bike, a boda boda, because it took me so long to get to town because of the traffic. That specific day, there was so much traffic for no reason. I should have taken that. I should have taken that as a sign. There was so much traffic. It was so hot. I remember sweating so much in that matatu and like feeling like I should just give up on this plan. But anyway, so I took a bike. I went to this place. We met. It was nice, pleasant trees. Did I eat? Did we eat? I think they ate because I got there late after they'd already eaten, dressed up, nini nini. And then now we headed to, for those who live in Nairobi, to Kinda West. We went to West, Nairobi West. The plans, like, oh wow. The plans really scattered. It just replanned itself. But I was easy. I was just like, I'm not going to be a tight ass about this. Let's just go. Yeah, so we go to West. We meet, so we're three of us. It was me, Superstar, and our friend. And then we went to meet their two friends at West. So we get there and they're already there. Boti, shots. We are happy. But to say the truth, we were really having a good time. I remember we even went to the washroom at some point. And those people like puking and falling over, and we're just laughing at how bad it was. Like, we were having a very nice evening. So to say, like, just to be honest, we were having a very good time. And I was like, oh my God, Superstar, I'm so happy I came. I'm so happy I came to this, because I would have just been at home bored or with my dog lounging. And she was like, see, I told you. I was like, yeah, you were right. And eventually, like, nighttime came and it was time to start planning how we'll go home. Right? Oh my God, what a crazy night. But as we were going home, we decided that bado ni mapema. It's still early bana. Time bado. I'm seriously telling you guys that this was exactly our freaking attitude. Oh, do you guys see Rihanna? Shout out to Rihanna. I love Rihanna. Anyway, so from West, like Nairobi West, Apo, like on the outskirts, kuna like lots of wines and spirits places. So we decided to shika kakura. If you know, you know. We decided to buy quarter amzinga. Quarter amzinga for my English speaking subscribers is like, I don't know how it is in other countries, but like we have 750 ml. 750 ml is what we call mzinga. My Ugandan professional cool person said that mzinga is actually a Ugandan word. Kenyans, let me know. So there's now the mzinga, which is the full bottle, and then there's half the bottle, and then there's the quarter, which is like 250 ml. Yeah, so we bought a quarter. We're pigging shots. We are happy. We are, and you know, at West, everyone is happy. Everyone is doing their own thing. It's just like, you know how when you go to a club, especially for women, and you go to the washroom and you're drunk, it's like, hi girl, you look so good. I love you. I love women. I love the outfit. That's exactly the vibe. So we're having a good time. And I remember, like, even as we were drinking, I was drinking water. Say no. Hashtag say no to alcohol. I only drink water and the blood of Jesus. Okay. I'm so funny, aren't I? Like, as we were drinking, like, there were people who, you know, we are ladies and we were looking good. So there was a car there, and the people inside lowered the window and they're like, oh, do you guys want some shots? And I was like, no, let's say no because we've already had too much. That's where the drama began. That is where the drama began, let me tell you. I said no, and they're like, no, like, let's just take the drink. So me, I'm just standing there on the side waiting for them to finish drinking from the strangers. I said no, I ain't drinking things from people I don't know. My father and mother taught me better. I said no. So I was just standing there, like, being happy, waiting for them to finish. And like, Superstar was really mad at me about that. She was like, you're so boring. All you say is no, which she had a point. I do say no to things a lot. But like, why do we have to drink from strangers? Anyway, so we finished that. My phone went off. We are walking now to the stage, the matatu stage, but it's late, so there's no matatu to like take us to town. Unajua, like, for those who live in Nairobi, that stage ya Apo Langata, like under the, what's this, expressway, there's like a stage that garis ele huenda hivo, like it's so hard to explain, but like stage ya Langata, so that we were trying to find a matatu to take us to town. So there were like bike boda people. It's late, so nothing is safe. It's like about like midnight, or like maybe 15 minutes to midnight. Oh, I need to adjust myself just a little. It's late, so there are boda people, and they can obviously see that like some of us we're not sober. Like, they could see. It's like, it's very easy to tell when someone is not sober. So they were like, oh, we're super. They were catcalling us. And I asked, like, I think we were 4 of us at this point. Like, we were 4 ladies. The guy who was with us had already left. So we were 4 ladies. And this person, the boda people are catcalling us. We're super, we're rainbow, nini, they're being disrespectful. And I'm just like, guys, let's just ignore them. If we ignore them, they'll not do anything to us. Superstar is like, maybe like 5'9". She's really tall. So she's like, no, like, she's exchanging words with this man. Hey, I'm really trying my best to like keep her calm. I'm just like, darling, please, let's just leave them. Nothing good can come out of this. They will actually like beat us up, or like, I don't know, assault us or something. Like, let's just go, please. And she's like, no, who do they think they are? Of which I feel like women should always feel like they can stand up for themselves. But the truth is, the world is, it's just not constructed that way. So you need to know when. You need, like, just like any other situation in the world, both for men and women, you need to know when to say something and when to ignore and just walk away. This was a point where I believe till today that we needed to just walk away and like mind our business. And I'm like, please, Superstar, just leave them alone. She's like, no, you come here, ntawapiga nyinyi, mnaambia nani? I'm just like, oh God. And I remember like being so scared. But anyway, like I got upset, and when I'm upset and I feel like we're not in the same state of mind, I'll just go quiet, right? So I started giving silent treatment, which I think I take accountability for that. That was not cool. I should have just been like cool. Should I have just been cool? But I was genuinely upset. I was just like, if we can't reason, then let's just not talk. Let's just get home safe. And so we are now 3 of us in a matatu. One of us was going a different route. One of us was going to Upper Hill. So matiake ama boda anachukulia tu hapo hiyo stage ya LA. And then for us, who lived far away from where we were, we had to go to town, like to the CBD of Nairobi, and then take a matatu to wherever we were going. So we agreed that Superstar and I would take our third friend. What's our third friend? What name can we give them? She's really pretty, this girl. What's her name? Let's call her Pretty. So Pretty was down bad. Okay? Pretty had not been hydrating. She was just downing the shots. So she was down bad. So like in the level of soberness, I was like number 1. And then Superstar and then Pretty. So Superstar and I, who are already fighting because she's trying to get us like assaulted, were taking care of Pretty. So we get to town and we're telling Pretty, the only way you can get home safe is either taking an Uber, or if you enter the matatu, just chill. Don't say anything. Don't talk to anyone. Don't put yourself in a vulnerable position. In Nairobi, we have a matatu culture. So we have like buses that have like art and then really loud music inside. But like it's just our culture, the flashy matatus. I'll try to insert I don't want to promise, but I'll try to insert a photo on the YouTube video. To my listeners, you can just Google what Nganya is in Nairobi. So Pretty anaishi sijui ni Buru ama Utawala ama ni wapi. So she lived in Utawala or Buruburu. So we go to the matatu, but we want to make sure she's sat. We want to make sure that she had 2 phones, that both her phones are in her pockets. Like even if she falls asleep, we just tell the tout, mkifika, if you get to a certain place, please make sure our friend alights. And the plan was to do it in a cool, calm, collected manner so that they can't tell that we've been outside. Okay, we had been outside, my God. And Pretty was down bad. So the unfortunate thing is that Pretty felt like, you know how alcohol makes you feel invincible? Pretty was feeling invincible. She was like, no, just leave me, I'll be fine. Oh, and then she saw, I think, a tout that she had seen before and was like, this guy knows my brother. She just kept getting excited and louder and louder and louder. At this point, people are now starting to look at us. We're telling her, please, Pretty, just calm down. It's okay. Yeah, sawa. He knows your brother. It's fine. We get that you'll be safe, but just chill. I have very thin patience for nonsense. Like especially when we're in public and I'm starting to feel embarrassed. So the thing is, I have very terrible social anxiety, so sometimes it just gets the best of me. So I told Superstar, okay, we have tried our best. Personally, I don't even know Pretty that well. I've met her today, so I've gotten to my maximum of the responsibility I'm feeling for her. She has made it clear that she knows this person. We've put her phones away. She's safe. So let's just go. Just to report, Pretty got home well, and we should have listened to her to avoid all the embarrassment and people looking at us. So now it's just me and Superstar left, right? So we agree that we should go to my place because where she lived was not a safe area. My area was also not safe. My dad, in fact, calls it a slum to this day. But there's levels to safety in Nairobi. So I felt like it was safer. Okay. So shout out to Seasons Kasarani. I used to live in Seasons. So we go take a matatu with no. Before we took a matatu, I don't want to miss this part. So from Preeti's bus stop to my bus stop, like to my house, was like it's far, okay? Especially if one of you is not sober rest. Like if one of you is has been outsiding more than the other, it's not easy. So for those who live in Nairobi, again, stage Umoja, where she used to live was Umoja. Stage Umoja hadi stage Kasarani. That's quite a distance. And it's like at night. And there are people, like there are hawkers in town, there are other drunk people, there are thieves, there are murderers, there's so much going on in the Nairobi CBD at that point, right? So every time we go by, how the CBD is that there's so many people. So if you're walking, obviously you're going to like hit shoulders with people, which I hate. I hate it. Like people will hit you, or like there'll be hawkers on the road and they'll be yelling at you for almost like stepping on their stuff. Like it's a bit crazy. So the whole time from Umoja's bus stop to Kasarani bus stop, Superstar is just vulgar with everybody. Kwenda huko mbwa wewe, nitakupiga uniwezi. Hey! And I'm just like, girl, we need to chill, because we will, like, tutachapwa. They'll beat us up. We'll be assaulted in this CBD. And you know how it is with women. We will be assaulted and no one will do anything about it. So we need to be on our best behavior. Like, no, don't tell me what to do. Siniambia cha kufanya nini. And I'm just like, please. So just like in my heart, praying for the best. But this went on until we got into the bus. So how we started, so how the bus is like there's 2 seats on the left and 2 seats on the right. So I sat on the aisle seat on the right and she sat on the aisle seat on the left. And I remember very well she was sitting next to a guy and I was sitting next to another guy. Anyway, so as we left the CBD, I think the guy sitting next to Superstar noticed that she wasn't in her like sober mind, I guess. And he started being like inappropriate, like, you know, trying to be touchy. And so I noticed it, and of course I stood up for my friend. I was like, hey, Buddha. Like, my nigga, stop that. And Superstar just turned to me and was like, this is what you always do. You're always cock blocking me. I was like, hold up. I feel like he's being inappropriate with you. It's not anything. No. If he wants to. So she basically like turned the whole situation on me. And like, it was kind of like confusing. But like, I just kept telling the guy, like, keep your hands off her. Like, don't touch her. And my friend is like, no, but so at some point, like, he got the point that one of us was actually okay and stopped. So Superstar got really mad at me and was like being like, she was just basically being a bitch and insulting me and like talking about how I'm always cock blocking. I'm like, bro, we don't even go out that often. When do I cock block you? Like, I was not taking it personally. I was just blaming everything on the alcohol. I was just telling myself, it's the alcohol. It's just the alcohol. Kezia, just calm down, because I can have a smart like mouth as well. But I was just like, it was not the place. As I had said, like, you need to know when to say something. Not all the time you need to be yapping. I also make that mistake, but sometimes it's just not worth it, right? So we get to our bus stop. And I tell her, okay, we need to go. But at this point, I'm pissed. Like, I'm just like, I'm not saying anything else. I'm just so upset. Okay, so we alight from the matatu and we are walking to my house and I'm not saying anything. And this is upsetting her. She's like, why are you mad at me? I'm like, oh, you've already forgotten. Ushasahau, you've already forgotten what you've just been doing, how you've been acting ever since we left West. Like, you've been trying to get us assaulted and I have no right to be upset about that. She's like, no, this is what you always do. You're always upset about something. Da, 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 da. So I just kept, like, I just told her, okay, if you don't see anything wrong with what you've been doing, then I don't think I can have a conversation with you. And that sparked something in her because she got really, 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 really upset. And she was like, now she started like being physical and like, she's 5'9". I'm like 5'6", I think. She might even be 5'11". I don't know how these things work. I think she's 5'11", maybe 5'9", maybe 5'11", maybe 5'10". I don't know. Okay, that's too much information. I was about to tell you her shoe size. Yeah, and like we're just there, like she's yelling, oh, she's raising her voice, she's pulling me by my clothes, she's pulling my bag and saying, say something. Why are you not saying anything? Say something. I'm like, dude, I'm not saying anything. I don't want to say anything. My house was 5 minutes from the bus stop, but that day it took me 20 minutes to walk from the stage to my house because of this altercation. And the thing I've noticed, because I've spent most of my life in Nairobi, is that when men fight, people will gather and try to separate them or like kuchachisha. Men, like when men fight, there'll be a scene. But when it looks like two women are fighting, people will just ignore them. I don't know why. So people, I'm telling you guys, I was looking so weak because I'm not fighting back. I'm constantly telling myself it's the alcohol. Like, just calm down, Kezia. In my head, I'm having a whole conversation with myself, and my social anxiety is not helping the fact that this is my residential area. Like, this is where I live. I cannot be seen by the person who sells me vegetables fighting. Please, like, I care about my freaking image. Calm down. So we get to my gate. This is when it got really bad. Like the whole time it was just bad. She was yelling at me, hitting me, pulling me by my clothes, but she was not getting a reaction out of me. I don't know how I did that. Because like even when I was telling my other friends the story, they were like, you, Kezia, you didn't fight back. I was like, what do you mean? But you've never, like, I've never fought anyone before physically. I will have a proper like verbal exchange with you and insult you and probably like come for your self-esteem. But that day, it was just not in me. I don't know why. I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. I cannot fight. I cannot be seen fighting. I'm not fighting, especially over nothing. Like, I think to this point of my story, you guys can tell that it was over nothing, right? Oh, Lordy Lord, the embarrassment. Let me tell you. So we get to the gate, and at this point, it's like maybe like midnight midnight or like 45 past midnight. It was the longest fucking night of my life, guys. Like, I do not like embarrassment, especially embarrassment caused by alcohol. You had the choice to drink responsibly, drink water. You know your limit. You know when you're starting to lose control, but still you get to that point. Come on. Okay. Sometimes I do that as well, but I feel like when it's starting to get to the point of violence, you need to put a cap on it. You know, like, you need to know when to stop, right? So we get to the gate. Oh, we get to the gate. Muluya Losongo. We get to the gate. And I'm feeling a bit safe. So I tell her, dude, superstar, if you're not going to take any accountability for the shit you've put me through tonight, there's nothing to talk about with you. She's like, but no. And at this point, she had her, first of all, if you have an Android, do better. I said what I said. So she had a Techno and a tote bag. She put the Techno, so the Techno was in her tote bag. A tote bag is like big, and it's only the Techno in her bag, and she was hitting me with it and yelling at me and hitting me with it. So I opened the gate of my like building, and we're inside the gate, and like it's so bad. She's banging me against the wall, banging me against the gate, and it's getting noisy, and people are now starting to come out of their houses. If there was a day that I wanted to shoot myself in the fucking head, was that day. So I lock the gate because I say, I'm going, like, I locked the gate before, like, she started beating me up. Yeah, guys, I got beat up. I was so mad. And I couldn't even fight back. I was just like, superstar, niache. Niache means leave me alone. Niache, niache. Ah, niache, niache. It was so bad. Oh my God. So finally, the caretaker of the building comes down. And he's like, what is happening? I know you, but I don't know you. Do you live here? No. So Superstar now changes and starts screaming for us to open the gate. Open this fucking gate. I want to go. Open this gate. I'm like, okay, let me open the gate then. But she's still shoving me around to the point that I can't open the gate. And now, like, the caretaker is there. So I open the gate and she walks away. And I just go to my house and cry and cry and cry and cry. And I could not actually believe that this was fucking happening. I'm holding my waist right now. Like, I was literally crying while holding my waist. I was so upset because, first of all, the embarrassment. I just know people who know me saw us and just like ignored. I know because that was my like residential area for a very long time. And then so like I don't even know where she went. If she went to her house, if I don't know, I have no idea where she went. So what happened is I slept, right? And the next day, so this was a Friday that all this is happening. The next day, now on Saturday, I wake up and I start doing my laundry. And like she's trying to text me, Nini. No, she didn't try to text me first. Like I was just doing my laundry, lounging, bonding with my dog, cleaning my house. I couldn't believe it. Like I just could not fathom I was just like, what has just happened? When did I become this person who is around violent people? The way I hate violent people. I hate people who like are violent. There's no reason to be violent. There's absolutely none. So like I was just upset. I was so upset. So upset. Like can you tell how upset I was? I literally have no words. I'm blubbering like a child because like why was I at the point where I'm fighting people or I'm being beaten up at my house as well? Like I was just so mad at everything. So as I'm in the middle of doing my laundry, I hear a knock on my door. I didn't know who it was. I was not expecting anyone. Like not even many people knew where my house was. So I was just like, who might that be? When I like move the curtain to the side to see who it is, guess who? Superstar had the fucking audacity to come to my house after beating me up. Are you mad? Are you mad? I just closed my curtain and went back to the balcony to keep doing my laundry. Like I just acted like that moment didn't just happen. And she kept knocking and knocking and knocking. And so she texts my phone and says, could you I can't remember what the text was, but it was just like around opening the door. And I was just like, you need to stop knocking my fucking door because the neighbors will start getting alarmed and I do not want a repeat of yesterday. You need to leave. I'm not opening the fucking door. And she texts me back and says, I'm so sorry. I truly regret what happened yesterday. Like I will forever regret it and I'm so sorry. I ignored it, of course. Like I was still pissed, you have to understand. So she left. Eventually she left. Like she gave up because I am the one person who okay, so the situation is when I'm in Nairobi, I'm by myself. Like I do have relatives, but I just like the independence of being by myself because my parents are never there. So I have a big responsibility of taking care of myself, right? So it's just like if you come into my space and violate it, you're out, right? I just can't have that energy because I don't have like a home to go to when something bad happens at my house and now I'm so fed up. Oh, let me go home to my parents and eat their food. I don't have that in Nairobi because my parents live in Canada, right? So I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing this, right? And it was just sad because I think that morning when I woke up, I knew that the friendship was over. It was kind of sad to let go of that part of my life because high school was great because of this girl, like, and like, also like the fact that I truly detest, like I hate violent people. If I go out with you and you fight, you'll never ever see me again, ever. And this was one of those situations like that. So I just felt sad and had to make peace with it and just be like, okay, I have to let her go. And I remember before we went to West, we were taking photos and I had her photos. And she's really like on her Zoom when it comes to Instagram. So I was like, okay, let me send these photos and that will be the end of our conversation, because like, what good will it do? Something just fell. Sorry, guys. What good will it do if I delete these photos? Like, let me just send them to her and just move on with my life before I delete them. I send the photos and it's one tick on WhatsApp. I go on Instagram, I'm blocked. See the pattern? They fuck you over and then they block you first. Help me understand what that is about, guys. I don't get it. So like, that was that. Like, it was done. We were never going to speak again. At least I didn't think we were ever going to speak again. I don't know if she was planning to. I think until now I'm blocked. I don't know. I've never checked after that. But like, blocked me, blocked all my friends. We were even planning for a trip. On my Instagram, if like there's a section of it that's photos from Watamu, she was supposed to be part of that trip, but she left the group, blocked all of us. It was so funny. Oh my God. It was not funny. It was sad. At that time it was sad, but now when I think about it, it's funny because I've healed and I am redeemed from any sort of violence from this girl. Yeah, so the thing I've learned is learn to recognize when a season of your life is over. Like at night when you sleep, when you're looking at the ceiling, like think about these things. Like, why are we like, for example, in this context, it's like why we were always fighting all the time, always fighting. Next time I think I'll have water because my mouth is running dry from all the talking. But just learn how to know and recognize when a season of your life is over and like push it aside. Also, learn to set boundaries, because the other thing I would have done is called an Uber and gone to my fucking house when they were taking the drinks from the strangers in the car. I would have gone home at that time. The violence would not even have been there. This story time would never have happened, right? Just know your limits also. When you're drinking, girl, can you do it responsibly? Like, drink some water. I feel like you can get lit to a point where oh my God, everything is funny and we are falling into the plans without losing your whole character. Why are we beating up people? Why? Why are you raising your hands and your Android to beat up people? Why? Tell me. Yeah, I'm waiting. Waiting for a response. Go ahead. Why? Why are you drinking to that point? So like, drink responsibly, know your limits, know your boundaries, know when to walk away from a situation. You can forgive. I don't believe you should forget because people know exactly what the fuck they're doing. Also, don't hang around violent people. And also, if someone does, I honestly believe that just like in relationships, if a man, I'm sorry. If a man raises his voice at you once, he'll do it again. Why don't we apply that in friendships? If a man beats you up today, best believe he'll do it again next week or next month when you've forgotten. Why are we not applying that in friendships? So like, let's just do right by ourselves. Yeah, so that's the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much for coming. Like, subscribe, share, follow our Spotify, our Apple Podcasts. All love to you. Follow me on Instagram at _ZI.AH_Zia. Or you can search my name, Kezia Majesu. And also follow our podcast page at The Basement Child Podcast to see all the behind the scenes. Yeah, so I love you guys so much and see you next time. Cheers.